What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports, and oh my, a stressful game, a stressful, win from the Eagles. How can I even describe the emotions that come after a win like this, after a game like this, where your offense pretty much stunk the entire game, where the first drive of the game for the Colts, defense looked terrible. They let Taylor run all over them, getting, I believe it was like at least 45 yards rushing on that first drive to allow the Colts to get the first score of the game. But overall, from defense's standpoint, the defense was the major reason why you're even involved in today's game. Gannon definitely did make adjustments as the game went along, and that's basically the major reason why you're in it. And also another major reason why you even won the game to begin with was because of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts took this team on his back offensively, literally did everything possible himself, because literally every chance he got to give the ball to someone else, it would either be 4 flags in a row to force you to like a 3rd and 35 to where you really can't do anything. You're trying to go downfield, and then there's 4 flags in a row that put you back, so much fieldage to where you got to gain so much to where it's impossible to even overturn that 3rd down. And it's just that. And then you get a dime to A.J. Brown. He fumbles it again. He literally just has to go to the ground. He tries to do too much with the play. Ball gets stripped easily from him. Goes right the other way from the Colts, literally after you force a fumble to get the ball back. And then Jalen Hurts has to do everything possible. Throws a nice dime to Quez Watkins for a touchdown. And then also on the final offensive drive of the game, runs it up the middle. No one was there to stop him after a couple of ugly plays where the Colts were getting past the offensive line, attacking Jalen Hurts. They picked up the perfect play idea, and he ran right up the middle where no one was there to block him whatsoever, and he gets in for the easy score. My God. A win is a win, and that's all that matters. I don't care how ugly the win is. I don't care what you have to do to win the game. You improve the 9-1. You improve the 9-1, and that's the most important thing. But we clearly saw a lot of things, honestly, in this game that, are quite worrisome, especially when you don't have Dallas Goedert for at least, 3 to 4 weeks since he got put on the IR. You're putting some tight ends in there, your backup guys that really, aren't used to playing that many snaps, and, that hinders you a little bit because they take some unnecessary fouls when you're trying to go downfield. When you get a first down, the ball goes back the other way. You have to restart because of a flag on the field. Your offensive line taking some unnecessary penalties. And when you're getting these chances to get down the field, Jason Kelce, a really uncharacteristic mistake snap to where he throws it over Jalen Hurts. And that prevents a touchdown from happening to where you're forced to kick a field goal. So there's a lot of mistakes in this game overall, but your defense was the major reason why you were involved in this game to begin with. Regardless of how ugly that first drive was by the Colts on your defense, Jonathan Gannon really stepped up in this game with his play calling and made a lot of great adjustments, basically just forcing the Colts a lot of 3-and-outs, getting a lot of big stops, basically putting your offense in a position to succeed. Sadly, the offense there was a lot of 3-and-outs by the offense. The offensive line was getting torched a bunch of times today. A little uncharacteristic things from Jalen Hurts in this game as well, especially, opening the second half to where he's scrambling a little bit in the pocket. He's getting pressured, and it turns into a fumble recovery for the Colts where they go down the other way. So a lot of things here. Maybe A.J. Brown, that ankle is still bothering him from last week's game because I don't think he played that many snaps in this game, even though he was targeted 7 times. He did make 5 receptions for 60 yards. A.J. Brown did have some huge first downs in this game, but still, it's just that you think the dagger was, Jalen Hurts trying to go down to win the game. He's going downfield. He finds A.J. Brown, makes that, huge catch, but then it turns into a huge fumble down the way. But also on that final drive as well, it becomes huge when you're putting Miles Sanders, making him go downfield, and I have no idea what the Colts defender was doing in this specific scenario. The ball wasn't even close to the play, and he's running over Sanders near the sideline to give an obvious pass interference. Yeah, the Eagles definitely got away with some calls defensively. Hassan Reddick got away with a face mask, which, forced, on a 3rd down, which was able to, force a fourth down for the Colts there. But also the defense, Brandon Graham got a huge sack on the final drives of the game defensively. So it's just, oh my God, this game was stress incarnate. It was basically everything. My God. Like, my God, that was stressful. It didn't have to be that stressful, but, Jalen Hurts in that fourth quarter, down by 10, him and the defense willed the team to a victory to go to 9-1. And that's the most important thing. That is the most important thing there. Jalen Hurts not dying. He does everything he can possible to win this game. Anything possible. I think overall, Jalen Hurts, I think he had 276 total yards in the game, including that game-winning touchdown on the final drive offensively. So yeah, he willed your team to a victory. Willed it. Some other guys in this game too, Miles Sanders, it kind of just felt like sometimes in the past couple of weeks they're really, negating the running game, even though they started using it later on. But it just feels like, Miles Sanders doesn't get touches until later on in the game. He has 13 carries for 47 yards. But Jalen Hurts with his legs today was huge. 16 carries, 86 yards on the rushing side, but overall on the passing side, 18 of 25, 190 yards, 1 touchdown. He got sacked 3 times, so that basically shows you how much the offensive line got torched today. And he also still had 107 quarterback rating. Like I said, he was doing everything possible in this game to make sure this Eagles found a way to come back and win this game. Ugly or not, a win is still a win, and we put that in the book any day of the week. Devontae Smith, 6 receptions, 78 yards. Quez Watkins had a huge touchdown to get yourself within the game once again. And then defensively, your defense stepped up for you, especially some of the guys that you had to sign that haven't played football in over a year. Joseph, you signed because you're losing so many guys. There's also, some signs that you're losing Avonte Maddox. That's desperately, a bad loss for your secondary there. That's a huge loss there. And also, still, you can't underestimate how huge this loss of Dallas Goedert is. Just how much he evens out the offensive flow when he can, you can give it to him. It's a comfortable play. He can pick up that huge third down. He can bulldoze his way through. And now, right now, with A.J. Brown, I'm assuming with the ankle, that's probably something that's bothering him still, to where even though he's still got his, due in this game, it just feels like, he's not as electric right now because, back-to-back games so far, he's made 2 crucial fumbles, which we haven't seen all year. So I'm assuming right now it's that ankle that's really bothering him. And I just feel like in that one play that he did, it was just, he tried way too much. It just felt like he needed to go to the ground, go down, live to play another day. You got a huge first down there. But still, also that huge play from Miles Sanders, though. Getting that defensive pass interference there. My God. I don't understand what the Colts were thinking of there. What that player was thinking of. But hey, it gave the Eagles huge yardage to get that game-winning touchdown, basically. And that really helped you on that side of the ball. Yeah, like I said, defense, they came up huge. They definitely did. Really. Basically, that's the major description of it. We were complaining about basically the defense, the entire beginning of the game, but the defense was the reason why you were even involved in this game to begin with. We definitely did not like that first drive by Indianapolis, the way they were just running down you, just getting just basically showcasing the run defense being an issue so far, especially without Jordan Davis, how you're not able to stuff the run. Jonathan Taylor just running all over you. It just felt like after that first drive of the game, the Colts barely used them. And that felt weird. It was after the first touchdown drive, the very next drive, they're passing each time. It's a 3-and-out. So, this all goes to you, Jeff Saturday, interim head coach there, with the inexperience in that position. But it just felt like, there were some questionable things here. But then also, there were the situations where the defense gave some huge yardage when maybe you didn't need it. But still, overall, defensively was the main reason why you were even involved in this game. Defensively and Jalen Hurts. Those were the sole reasons why you were involved. Jalen Hurts willed you to a victory. And that's That's bottom line. That's bottom line. That's something great to see from your starting quarterback. He willed you. He willed you. And he's really giving himself some serious contention for that MVP race. Some serious. I know he's like, along with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen so far in the MVP favorites. So, hey, with this game by Jalen Hurts, with the way he won this game for you, it's basically something there. And also, yeah, the Colts missing a huge field goal. I completely forgot about that. The Colts missed missed the field goal to go by an extra 3 points. Still kept you winning the game right there as well. But yeah. Basically, bottom line, he took advantage. Took advantage. Yeah, there was a missed face mask, but that basically just shows you how bad NFL referees are. It was a clear face mask. It should have been called. It should have been a penalty on the Eagles. Should have been easy first down for the Colts there. Automatic. But they missed it again. My God. But still. Ugly victory. Ugly victory. And you take those any day of the week. Take those any day. That's all you can ask for at this point. But it just felt like offensively, like if you look at this first half, punt, you get a field goal though, going down the field, but that was during the drive where Jason Kelce botched the snap and allowed, you lost some yardage there. Then you eventually weren't able to overturn that, and then you had to force to kick the field goal there to get yourself on the board. But just basically offensively, like 4 plays on your first drive, 6 plays on your next drive, I believe 6 or 9 between those, and then another 3 and out near the end of the half. And then you start the second half with a fumble. And then you turn the ball over on downs trying to go for it on 4th and 10. Hurts gets sacked. So, and then another 3 and out offensively. It's really later on in the game where Jalen Hurts and the offense, well, basically Jalen Hurts stepped up. You get the touchdown to Quez Watkins. Hurts does his thing. You force the fumble, but then you basically fumble right down there with the A.J. Brown play. And I'm going to say consistently, he should have went down. He just should have, you catch the ball, you're in good position, you get that first down, just go down. Go to the ground, you live to play another day. Don't try to force things. It's like the same thing last week with Quez Watkins. He was trying to force way too much there on that huge catch, and he even said that in the postgame too. He was trying to do way too much there. He was trying to make himself a big play. Just go down. You already got the first down. You got some huge yardage there. Go down and live another day. It's all you can do. Don't try to force things that maybe aren't there. And I felt like that's what A.J. Brown was trying to do in that situation. He tried to force something that wasn't there because when he made the catch, he got double teamed. So, go down and live another day. Colts go down the field after they recover the fumble. They kick the field goal. They go up by 6 points. But Jalen Hurts goes down the field. He gets the touchdown. And especially with that huge, pass interference there to allow yourselves to go downfield, that really helped. And Hurts just runs it up the middle on 3rd goal. So just a great play right there. And then the defense came up huge on that last drive of the game for the Colts. Graham got a sack. Overall, just pressuring Matt Ryan. And that's basically what summed you up to a victory. You got them to a way 3rd and long. Man, that basically sealed the game right there. So, ugliness all around. Colts had some issues. They missed the field goal. That was definitely huge in the game. Your defense played huge. And Jalen Hurts was one of the major reasons why you won. That's bottom line. Bottom line. And now you see yourself 9-1, and that's a huge thing to see right there. But there's still a lot of, worries right now just because you're missing some key players here. Now that you're missing Dallas Goedert, that's a huge loss right there for the offense, and it especially showcases in some of the guys that are getting more snaps than they should, and they're making some unnecessary flags, which are really hurting your fieldage there. Especially like in that first half when you're trying to go downfield, you're trying to get on the board, you're trying to tie the game. You're going downfield, and then all of a sudden you get a first down, but then, it's negated by a holding. It's negated by an off start. It's negated by another holding or an ineligible man down the field. So, seriously, 4 flags in a row to make it 3rd and 35. Where does that even come from? But penalty-wise in this game, I feel like both teams were penalized a lot. I want to see that, actually, on that stuff. Yeah, both teams. Yeah, Eagles penalized 7 times for 55 yards lost, and the Colts were penalized 8 times for 90 yards lost. Like I said, that pass interference play at the end of the game was huge to even get into that position. That's all that matters there. But hey, you found a way to get a win. Found a way to get a win. It's the most important thing there. Definitely. Just want to look at Matt Ryan's stats. 23 out of 32, 213 yards. Look at some of the other stats for the Colts. Jonathan Taylor just felt like he had 22 carries, but it just felt like he wasn't that much of an impact the rest of the game besides that first drive. So that just felt weird, in my opinion. Hey, defense stepped up. That's the most important thing. So, we do have some voicemails here on the hotline. You could definitely leave one at 215-839-9885 if you want to leave one, or even a text message. And if you do, definitely I recommend leaving your name just so I could save that, for future use. If you text in or call in again, leave a voicemail for a future show. It definitely just helps me more out, recognizing the name, like, oh, so-and-so is calling again, leaving a voicemail and all that stuff. So definitely, it's basically your preference. I'm giving you options. You can use the hotline, or you can just still utilize the YouTube live feed. Like I said, giving you options. So let's go to over here on the voicemail line. We got Sean once again thinking about, let's see what he has to say about this game.
Swedish fish for everybody, baby. Let's celebrate. Woohoo! The Eagles showed guts today, Amadeo, no question about it. They looked in the mirror and found themselves an identity. Because I honestly thought this game was over after A.J. Brown fumbled. And then I thought it was going to be over when I saw the Colts coming down at the end of the game. It's like, here comes the obligatory last-second field goal to win it. But this defense stepped up. Maybe Jonathan Gannon got the message. It was same old after the first series, but they did a great job on Jonathan Taylor afterward. Still not a lot of quarterback pressures, but they got him when it counted. Sloppy on offense. Again, I got to question some of Shane Steichen's play calls and the usage or lack thereof of Miles Sanders at critical times in the game is mind-boggling. But all in all, what a great day. The Eagles win, the Giants get their cheeks clapped by the Lions, and now you sit back and you watch Dallas and Minnesota beat the stuffing out of each other. Great game, great way to go into Thanksgiving, and again, let's start passing out the fish, baby. We got this one.
You're never going to let that Swedish fish thing die down, Sean, but still, basically, yeah, sums it up. Eagles defense, they stepped up after that first drive. They managed to stuff Jonathan Taylor, basically. And overall, yeah, I still do question, the lack of use of Miles Sanders. It just feels like he doesn't get involved in the game early enough, and then when it just feels like it's too late for him to get involved when they eventually start using him. It's like first half, it feels like it's the majority of passing plays, or they try to do these sneaks where Jalen Hurts rushes it, and it just feels like they don't start using Miles Sanders enough until the second half or something like that. So it just feels weird with the way they're utilizing them. So that's definitely a question mark there in that situation. But overall, you found a way to win. Defensively and by Jalen Hurts. You found a way to win. Even with the offense just being sluggish the entire game. And that's something that definitely has to be looked upon. Sluggish the entire game. A.J. Brown, 2 key fumbles in the past couple of weeks. I still think it's that ankle that's really bothering him. So hopefully that's something he can rest up this week going into next Sunday against Green Bay. So, but yeah, you found a way to win. And it made this Sunday even more better. And I didn't even realize the Giants lost too. So that's something that feels even better too. And I have the Dallas-Minnesota game right on in front of me. So I'll be watching that as this stream eventually comes to a close and watch that for the rest of the night. So that'll be something fun to witness there. Let's see if, who knows, if Minnesota improves the 9-1 or Dallas finds a way to win. Honestly, if you're an Eagles fan, are you rooting for Dallas in this game to, make sure the Vikings lose another one? So that's definitely something right there. I know Kirk Cousins had a huge fumble in the first drive, which led to a opening field goal for Dallas, but they eventually tied it on the next drive later. So this is definitely going to be a back and forth type of battle, I believe, from Dallas and Minnesota. So it's definitely going to be an exciting one. So can't wait to watch the rest of it as Dallas is running up the field right now. They just got to the 35. So maybe they can get a touchdown drive right here. Let's see. Just got to wait and see. But still, found a way to make the day. just feel a little sweeter. Definitely there. It was ugly to start off, but you found a way to win. And I think that's the most important thing. Found a way to improve the 9-1. Continue that one of the best record in the NFL. So, there's some things that you definitely got to clean up. A lot. So, got to figure out going into next week against Green Bay. Definitely going to be a huge one, but Green Bay definitely, even though they did beat Dallas a couple of weeks ago, they're still, they're not the same Green Bay team that they have been in years past. So, if you look at the rest of the schedule here, just to, see what's upcoming, like I said, you got Green Bay next week, Sunday Night Football, 8:20 at home in Philadelphia. And then you got the Tennessee Titans in Philadelphia on the 4th of December. So that's definitely something where the run defense really needs to come up huge, with Derrick Henry and everything like that. So that's something that you got to figure out right there. Then you got the first game against the Giants this year on the 11th. You got 3 road games basically after Tennessee. Giants, Bears, and Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Eve. And then you finish up the season with 2 home games, New Orleans and the Giants again. Most likely that time is with the Giants is to be determined, most likely. It might not mean anything for the Eagles, but it might mean something for the Giants in terms of the wild card scenario. If that turns into a Sunday Night Football game, who knows? Who knows? But still, your focus next week is the Green Bay Packers. Did Green Bay play this week? Yes, they lost to Tennessee. So if we're just looking at Green Bay right here, just to see, they're 4-7 this year. I believe they lost their last 2 games. I believe so. Yeah, they just lost to Tennessee. They lost to Dallas. So basically in their last, I would say 7 games, they've lost 6 of them. So they're definitely not the same type of Green Bay team so far. Aaron Rodgers isn't the same. Definitely doesn't have the receivers. So it's basically, their offensive line isn't that good. Sunday Night Football, Lincoln Financial Field. I definitely think this Eagles team is going to want to put up a much better performance than what they did on Monday Night Football against the Commanders. So, let's see what happens. Let's definitely see you there. See some guys here in the live feed. I see Mr. W. Win is a win. I don't care anymore as long as my Sunday wasn't ruined. Yeah. This game made me want to drink. I feel you there, Eric. I feel you there, man. But yeah. This is where we're going to close it out, everyone. I appreciate everyone that joins the live feed as always, so do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Do not forget to drop a like on the video as well. Also, do not forget to check out everything in the description down below. BrodesMedia and Painted Lines. I recommend all that stuff. Same thing, but hitting the subscribe button, it goes a very long way. Join the TTP Sports family. It does me a great service. Also, use the code TTP Sports, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Use it for anything you can think of. Sporting events, concerts, it's a great deal. Do not pass that up. Use that code TTP Sports, $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. And I will see you next time.